In the ancient kingdom of Nogo, nestled deep within the heart of the Igbo land, there was a king named King Chima. His rule was just and prosperous, bringing peace and harmony to his people. Yet, despite his many accomplishments, one deep sorrow plagued him: he had no male heir to succeed him. King Chima had many daughters, each more beautiful and talented than the last, but in a kingdom where strength and power were valued above all, a son was seen as essential to carry on the legacy. Among his daughters was Princess Edeoku, the king's youngest child, and his pride and joy. From birth, Kiki was marked by the gods, her skin the color of rich ebony, her eyes gleaming with the fire of the ancients. As she grew, it became clear that Kiki was no ordinary princess. She possessed the strength of 10 men, the courage of a lion, and the wisdom of the elders. Even as a child, she outshone her older sisters and the young men who trained in the art of war. At the age of 14, Kiki had already mastered the spear, the bow, and the sword. By 18, she was leading her father's armies into battle, conquering lands far and wide. The Igbo people revered her as a warrior without equal, and her beauty was said to rival that of the most enchanting maidens. But despite her achievements, the elders and king's men whispered behind closed doors, "How can a woman rule Nwogu?" They murmured. "She is strong." "Yes, but she is still a woman. A man must sit on the throne." King Chima, torn between love for his daughter and adherence to tradition, grew increasingly troubled. He knew the council of elders would never accept Kiki as his successor, but his heart could not bear the thought of her being overlooked. Because he knows she has the capabilities to rule the kingdom. The king's men, fearing Kiki's growing influence, devised a plan to rid themselves of her. They knew of the great Ebondu forest, a place of dark magic and unspeakable horrors. No one who entered the forest ever returned. It was a journey of no return, so it was the right opportunity to get her out of the way. One day, as King Chima sat in council with his advisors, the king's men approached him with a proposal. "Your Highness," they began, "the time has come for the princess to prove herself worthy of the throne. Let her embark on a quest to the great Ebondu forest to retrieve the sacred Opoti, the staff of justice. Only then will the gods show us if she is truly worthy." King Chima's heart sank. He knew this day would come. He knew the dangers that awaited in the Ebondu forest, but he also knew that he could not refuse the challenge without appearing weak. Reluctantly, he agreed, but not without a final warning to his daughter. "Kiki, my beloved," he said, "this quest is dangerous beyond measure. The Ebondu forest is a place of great evil. If you must go, go with caution and trust only your instincts. Most especially never forget the secret prayers, words of the ancient. I taught you while growing up." Kiki, ever fearless, smiled and nodded. "Father, I have never failed you, and I will not fail you now. I shall return with the apathy, or I shall not return at all." With that, she donned her red warrior attire, adorned with the beads and symbols of her people, and set out on her journey. Her skin glistened under the sun, a symbol of her heritage and strength. As she ventured into the dense forest, the sounds of the kingdom faded, replaced by the eerie silence of the Ebondu. The Ebondu forest was no ordinary place. It was said that the trees themselves were alive, that they whispered secrets and sought to entrap the unwary. As Kiki made her way deeper into the forest, she felt the air grow thick with malice. The first trial came swiftly, in the form of a great serpent, its scales glimmering with poisonous intent. With a warrior's grace, Kiki drew her spear and faced the serpent head-on. The battle was fierce, with the serpent's fangs barely missing her skin time and time again. But Kiki was quick and agile, and with one swift motion, she drove her spear through the serpent's heart. As its lifeless body coiled on the forest floor, Kiki knew that this was only the beginning. For days she journeyed, facing trial after trial. She encountered the spirit of the forest, a being of light and shadow who attempted to ensnare her with illusions. But Kiki's mind was sharp, and she saw through the spirit's tricks, banishing it with a prayer to the gods. She came upon a chasm too wide to cross, but her strength and ingenuity led her to fashion a bridge from the vines and branches around her. Each challenge seemed insurmountable, yet Kiki overcame them all with the skill and wisdom that had become her hallmark. But the forest was not yet done with her. After a very long journey, she was very thirsty, but no sign of any water close by. She kept on going until she came across a river near a small empty village. She looked up and thanked the gods. Just as she approached the river, she got bitten by a serpent, and it vanished after it bit her. She felt the poison moving in her veins. She remembered how her mom healed her sister from a similar serpent, so she looks for herbs around and used it, and slept off for hours. She kept on going. Soon as she got to a cornfield, she came across a wild bear that chased her, but she was fast and agile, climbed one of the trees until the bear left. As she ventured further, Kiki found herself in the darkest part of the Ebondu forest, where the very air seemed to sap her strength. It was here that she encountered the final guardian of the Ova, a creature neither human nor beast, a twisted manifestation of the forest's ancient magic. The creature had no form, shifting between shapes and shadows, its eyes burning with malevolence. Kiki could feel its power, a force that threatened to overwhelm her. But she stood her ground, calling upon the spirits of her ancestors for strength. The battle that ensued was like none she had ever faced. The creature attacked with fury, its form constantly shifting, making it impossible to predict. But Akik was not deterred. She fought with the spirit of a true warrior, her movements fluid and precise. In a final, desperate strike, she held her spear, imbued with the prayers of her people, directly into the heart of the creature. A piercing scream echoed through the forest as the creature dissipated into the air, leaving behind a small, unassuming staff, the apathy. Kiki knelt before it, her heart swelling with triumph and relief. She had done it. She had conquered the great Ebondu forest. With the apathy in hand, Kiki made her way back to Nogu, her heart light with victory. But as she neared the kingdom, she sensed that something was amiss. The air was thick with tension, and the people she passed avoided her gaze. When she reached the palace, the truth was revealed. The king's men had not expected her to return and had used her absence to plot a coup against King Chima. They had spread lies, saying that the king was unfit to rule and that Kiki had been defeated in the forest. As Kiki entered the palace, she found her father bound in chains, the king's men standing over him with weapons drawn. Fury like she had never known surged through her veins. With a roar, she charged at the traitors. Her spear in one hand and the apathy in the other, the battle that followed was swift and brutal. The king's men, though numerous, were no match for Kiki's wrath. One by one, they fell before her, their cries for mercy ignored. In the end, it was Kiki who stood victorious, the blood of the traitor staining her red attire. When the dust settled, Kiki freed her father and helped him to his feet. King Chima, though weakened by the ordeal, looked at his daughter with pride and love. "You have saved me, my daughter," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "But more than that, you have proven that you are worthy of the throne. The apathy is yours, as is your rightful place as ruler of Nogu." But the council of elders was not so easily swayed. They demanded that the gods themselves render judgment on Kiki's claim to the throne. A great ceremony was held in the heart of the kingdom, where the people of Nogu gathered to witness the will of the gods. The apathy was placed in the center of the sacred circle. An apathy knelt before it, her heart steady and her spirit unyielding. The elders prayed, calling upon the gods to reveal their will. The sky darkened, and a great wind swept through the kingdom. For a moment, there was silence, and then the apathy began to glow with a bright, otherworldly light. And everyone was surprised, because this has never been done in the history of the entire kingdom. A voice, deep and resonant, echoed through the air. Kiki, daughter of Chima, you are chosen by the gods. Your strength, courage, and wisdom have been tested, and you have prevailed. The throne of Nogu is yours. The people of Nogu erupted in cheers, their doubts vanquished by the decree of the gods. The elders, humbled and awed, bowed before Kiki, accepting her as their rightful queen. It was a day to remember, and one that people won't forget in a hurry. Generation upon generation will tell the tales of the courageous princess that won the heart of the people with her beauty, wisdom, and strength. With the apathy in her hand and the support of her people, Kiki ascended to the throne of Nogu. Her reign was marked by peace and prosperity, as she ruled with the same strength and wisdom that had guided her through the trials of the Ebondu forest. She expanded the kingdom's borders, bringing more lands under her father's rule, and established a legacy that would be remembered for generations. Under her leadership, the kingdom of Nogu became a beacon of power and justice, respected by all the neighboring lands. But more than her conquest, Kiki was remembered for her heart, for the love she had for her people, and the courage she showed in the face of adversity. She broke the chains of tradition and proved that a woman could be as powerful and capable as any man. And so, the story of Queen Kiki, the warrior princess who defied the odds and ruled with grace and strength, became a legend in the annals of Igbo history. Her name was spoken with reverence, and her legacy lived on long after her time, a testament to the power of courage, determination, and the unyielding spirit of a true leader.